What is going on, everybody? Brent Abel here, GoldBallHunting. The smiling young buck over there, the great Jeff Jacklich. And today, guys, we want to help you start getting more consistent as a shot maker. And so hang in with us to the end of this episode, because if you're feeling inconsistent as a shot maker, maybe low on confidence, maybe you're looking for the exit a little bit too early in the point, just because you're not sure how long you can hang in there, then stay with us in this episode, because we got something very, very cool for you. So the big question is this: how are tennis players like us who never played in the tour, weren't incredible juniors, or maybe got a late start to the game, how do we consistently compete at our highest skill level without having to grind through endless hours of on-court practice time and still be in the hunt for victory match after match? That is the question, and GoldBallHunting gives you the answers by helping you eliminate your skill level range so that you build a strong foundation of confidence. My name is Brent Abel, and along with my biz partner Jeff Jacklich, welcome to GoldBallHunting. Jeffrey, my man, what is going on out there today, Moraga, California?
Looking out the window right now, it is a crystal clear blue Northern California day.
Yo.
Spectacular.
Wow.
Spectacular. I'm going to be on the court with some gold ballers this morning.
Good.
Going to advance the cause, educate them.
That's great. That's great. Well, look, I mean, what we're going to talk about today is, I mean, this is not just reserved for, 3.0s, 3.5s, which will sort of be the focus, I think, in today's episode.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, it happens all the way up to the very top levels, where being consistent as a shot maker is like, it's a challenge. I mean, this is not an easy game, right? I mean,
right.
We joke about golf. Hey, the ball's just sitting there, and hey, you get to,
right.
Kind of adjust yourself to the setup, and you can swing whenever you want. I mean, sounds like a pretty easy game on paper.
Yeah.
From what I hear, it's not. But tennis can be super frustrating, especially if you're just getting started, or if you've been in the game for a while. And God, there's just so much information out there and it's just overwhelming in terms of what a player could possibly do, stroke technique wise, and yet about maybe 1% of the stuff out there, and I think we're 100% of that 1%, that's just kind of my opinion, is actually reality in terms of helping you being able to string together consistently shot after shot after shot, where at worst you're not setting up your opponents, and you don't feel like a total pusher. Look, I mean, I'm not disrespecting pushers, because it's a strategy that frankly works. There are times in matches where I feel like, I need to change the rhythm of this matchup. I need my guy over there to kind of see some different lines coming in. And so I might, for a couple points, just take off the pace and just raise my level above the top of the net, and just kind of, ice hockey. Let's just throw the puck in the corner and see what happens, right? And so, but being consistent is like, if you're not consistent, number one, you're losing. You're just not winning points. Number two is it's super frustrating, right? It's just really, really frustrating. So I think the one thing, Jeff, on helping players become more consistent is that it's the opposite of complicated stroke technique, right? It's like, what can we do to take this away, to take that away? Oh, by the way, you don't need this, and this little thing that you think that you're doing over here, in terms of adding extra spin, it's not really getting the job done for you.
No.
So, and I'm sure you've got a good story as well. But I mean, when I first went to see Tom Stowe, I was really overcomplicating the thing, and I was frustrated because I was a do-it-yourselfer, and I was trying to figure out, well, how can I win, and yet I kept getting in my own way in terms of I kept losing the point. It wasn't that guy over there.
Right.
I just kept, and it wasn't like he was a pusher where he just said,
right.
well, here's another chance for you to miss, Brent. It was like I was so complicated with technique and doing all this goofy stuff. And as we talked about, or as you mentioned before we started the recording, is that I was thinking way too much. My mindset was to challenge this guy, to win points. I've got to hit winners. I've got to actually do some damage out there. And to do damage meant, well, I better have really good stroke technique. And to me, the definition of good stroke technique was layer upon layer upon layer upon layer. Well, when I saw Mr. Stowe, he started peeling stuff away and going, you know, if you think you need that, then there's the gate. I'll see you never probably again.
Right.
But
yeah, please tell me what that thing that you're doing right there adds to the outcome.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
I mean, and that's really the issue here is like, what are you doing that doesn't actually, you know, benefit the outcome of what it is you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, totally. And so he just, I mean, it took him a while, and I was pretty stubborn. You know, I go, okay. And during the 3-hour, you know, session with him and the fellows up there in Napa back in the day, I go, okay. But then I kind of leave and I go back to Berkeley Tennis Club and I go, all right, I'm going to keep doing, you know. And then I come back the next week and he said, I thought we agreed that you that you didn't need the little flare on top. And I said, yeah. So, I mean, I was super stubborn. I mean, I would just, you know, and it was so dumb because I had these 3 other guys with me, you know, Kinger and Stefanki and Hubbs, who were all just like top 5 in NorCal in the men's open. These guys were cleaner than a whistle in terms of not really, you know, I won't really say stroke technique because that's not really, I mean, that's what I was sort of looking at. But they had, you know, here's a term that I'm a little funky with, you know, fundamentals. But they had these other things that Mr. Stowe was trying to help me with. And the way he was doing that was by delayering, right? Paring away the crap I didn't need, so that I started to understand, well, look, here are the 3 things that I don't care what forehand, backhand, serve, volley, overhead, approach, return. These 3 things must happen. And and once I finally, you know, stopped being stubborn and really started to, you know, to really kind of let him lead me there, and then all of a sudden things changed for me. And what I realized is that, wait a minute, being a consistent player has nothing to do with complicated stroke technique. And and so
you may have to say that again, Brenny. You froze up there. It was very choppy.
Okay. What was the last thing I was saying?
So it was right into these are the 3 things that.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Tom basically was trying to get me to these 3 things that are a commonality with all strokes. And I was so extra layered with crap in terms of technique. I mean, one of the things you and I joke a lot about is the so-called modern forehand.
Yes.
Is this thing where you got to lag, then you got to snap, and then you got to wipe, you know. And so we affectionately call it the lag, snap, and wipe syndrome, which
it's a syndrome. That's right.
It's a total syndrome. And it's just like it's a recipe for not being consistent. And again, I'm going to underscore everything. We're not advocating that you should be a pusher.
Right.
But really, what we're saying is there's a way better way, and I got it from Mr. Stowe, and once I got it from Tom, God, I mean, I won my first national title doubles thing literally. Within, I mean, he passed away in '83. I'd spent 18 months with him. He passed away in '83, and that next year, '84, we win this thing. And it's like, to me, that was a pretty short time taking me from
very short time
from a real, it wasn't like a 3-0. I was okay, but I didn't know how to win. I didn't know how to actually, be consistent enough to be able to, win points, game sets, matches.
And that's really interesting point, though. There's a distinction there between being consistent in practice and being consistent in a match.
Yeah.
Those are those are two different arenas, and I think, like circling back to, your experience with Hubs and Kinger and Stefanski, is that what you were watching was an efficient process, right? So that's what we're getting at here, is that we're trying to help you get to an efficient process, right? With the three basic elements, it's an efficient process. For me, working with Giuseppe at Silverado, again, Stowe once removed, was about, he had to get my personality out of the way. He had to get all my athleticism, take it, stuff it in a mayonnaise jar, and put it on the shelf until I could do the efficient process.
Right.
Right? So I could get through that.
Yeah. And
then when I hooked up with, Sherm Stever, started training with Joe Myers and all that, that's when I went from literally struggling first and second round in the men's open pro events in NorCal to 0 ranking, struggling in those rounds, to my first ranking in the men's open was 17. And as you know, that era of tennis in NorCal was extraordinary. And I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just saying.
Well, and I'm not disrespecting guys now either. You don't go
from that to that. That was, that was a big deal. So, but the process was about how to eliminate all the extra stuff here, and so, that's the key here in this whole deal is ratcheting down here to these three elements that allow you to be efficient.
Yeah. Well, look, guys, so if you're struggling at all, and no matter what skill level you're at, but if you're struggling, literally trying to put together three, we're not talking about world-class shots in a row. We're talking about three journeyman, whatever the strokes are, forehand, backhand, I don't care, serves, whatever they are. If you're struggling to be consistent, point after point after point, then you know what? This week we got 3 secrets that we want to share about how to do that. Secret number 1 will be tomorrow, and that'll be Tuesday. What today's the 4th, Monday. Tomorrow's the 5th. So guys, look for us. Look for an email from us tomorrow, because we really want to dig into this all week and help you. Show you. How to literally hit 4 or more balls per point, right? Consistently, become a consistent shot maker without thinking that you've got to have some kind of pro level, highly technical swing technique to be able to make that happen. So,
I mean, what would happen if you were able to hit 4 quality balls in a row in?
Yeah, and look, quality, again, all we're saying is that quality means that you're not a total pusher, and that you're not just completely, off the charts in terms of world class. Worst case quality means is, hey, we're neutral, and I could do this all day long if I actually had to.
Right.
So anyway, all right, so look for that email tomorrow, guys. With that said, Jeff, good session today, man. Nicely done.
Yeah.
What do we want the fine folks to do right now?
Like us, share us, please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below. iTunes, Stitcher, rate and review. GoldBallHunting.com. You know what to do.
You know what to do. Okay. Well, we would like you to consistently let other people know what we're up to. That would be great.
Yes.
GoldBallHunting.com. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with us today. Get out there today, wherever you are. Help someone else have a great day. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Looking forward to it, Jeff.
Can't wait.